Hey guys, welcome back to Home Built. Last week I painted the inside of the doors and a bunch of little bits. This week I'm getting back into the rest of the bits, so everything is completely ready, so hopefully next week we might be able to paint the outside. So as I was saying, last week I painted these bits. They came up fantastic. It just shows that if I take my time, it looks really good. I don't get runs, I don't get dry spots. It all looks good. I mean, they're smaller parts, so it is easier to do a better job on smaller bits. But the insides are done. Now it's time to get everything ready for its final run. So some of these bits need these parts here inside these little inspection flaps will not get paint when I'm spraying the outside of the car because it gets covered by the bonnet, but it didn't get paint last week, so that needs to be painted. Same with inside the petrol flap. There's a couple little bits that won't get painted. Under the bonnet, roll cage, so there's a few bits that need to go blue, but also before that, some of these doors, I was not quite happy with the result of the paint before, so I'm going to just go over the spots that just need a little bit more with one last coat of high fill, so next week I can sand it back properly and hopefully it will be perfect, ready for paint. I know it's slow and tedious. It's just what it takes to get it a reasonable job, and this is still not going to be a show finished job, but it's just got to be good enough to keep me happy enough. So I just put a quick dust of black on the underside of this cowl panel just so that it looks nice, so it's ready for next week. So now it's time to go through. I'm going to go through and just tidy up things and lay everything out and get everything ready so that I can put a last coat of primer on the bits that I want just that little bit more stuff done to it, and yeah, let's get that done. Just before I go any further, I just wanted to give a shout out to Bruce. He sent me this light a week or so ago, no note. There was a bit of a hand scribbled address on there, and sorry Bruce, your handwriting was really bad and I couldn't read anything. Yeah, he sent me a light which is awesome, perfect for my workbench. So I just wanted to say a nice thank you to Bruce for sending me a light that really helps out. It's all installed, it works perfect. Anyway, let's get some primer on the car. All right, these are looking much better. They needed another coat because they just had a couple of little ripples in them and stuff when I was sanding it back. I just wanted a little bit more, a little thicker layer to sand back later. I'll set these aside now and get into the last bits we need to paint blue before hopefully putting some paint on this thing next week. Okay, so some of the last bits that need to be painted today in the blue before I paint the outside of the body is all these hinges. So I've got the door hinges, the rear hatch hinges, and the bonnet hinges. They all need to be cleaned up. So I'll get over here with a bit of a wire wheel, give them a bit of a scuff up, get rid of all the loose flaky paint, and get them looking a little bit neater, and then I can move all this stuff in and get it ready to spray. All the bits are now laid out around the garage. All the hinges are set up, ready to go. I'm going to go through first, and on the hinges I'm going to do a bit of wet on wet epoxy first, just so that I've got something for the paint to bite into, and then go over the whole lot and get some colour on this gear. All right, the bonnet is done. I've got a couple of little heavy spots. There's a couple of spots of dust, and there's some heavy stuff there. And there's also, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's a bit of a, you can sort of see it there in the reflection. There's a bit of a little bit of a heavy spot on that side. Not quite a full run, but usually it's not hard. The roll cage is looking really good. Roll cages are insanely hard to paint because you've got to try and get even coverage around all the surfaces, and all the bars get in the way of each other, and it's just a real nightmare. I think I saw one little tiny run somewhere, but I can't find it now. But I think there is a little tiny bit, but it's pretty good overall. I'm pretty happy. And all the rest of the other bits are all looking decent. These covers are actually, I gave them a quick coat, but they're going to be sanded back, and the top's going to be painted again just to tidy up. Same with the petrol flap. I just wanted to get, it's easier to paint the whole thing and then sand it back. So that's looking good. It takes a long time to do all the painting. There's multiple coats. It is quite time consuming, but we have all of the bits that need to be painted before I can paint the body done. Everything is ready to go to paint the body. Thinking about how much I've got to do, I'm not sure whether I'm actually going to get paint on next week, because it's going to be several hours just of painting once it's all masked and actually in the booth. But next week will be the final run on sanding, masking up everything, fitting everything back up so I can paint the whole body in one go. It's going to be a bit of work getting everything ready to go, but we will get there. So I think one more week of prep, and then it'll be a full paint episode, and we'll actually have the whole car in colour. Oh! In any case, that's all I have time for, so that must mean it's time for Fun Facts with Mrs. Jeff.
Just no fun facts today. Oh, I've got the man flu.
All right, so Mrs. Jeff doesn't look like she's quite up to it today. But in any case, yes, like I said before, we're getting there. We're very close to having everything finished up. I think full colour in 2 weeks. Looking forward to it. As always, helps out. Grab some merch from the link in the description. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Subscribing really helps out. So if you can click on that subscribe button if you haven't already, that'd be good. Follow me on Instagram to get some preview tips. I often post a little bit of stuff up before the videos go up, so post that up. All right, guys. Until next time. See ya.